One more thing off the top that we're going to cover here, and that is this. Rob, I don't know if you've heard about this, but there's an Uncharted movie coming.
Oh, now, you know what? I don't believe you. Come on.
Yeah, I know. And listen, I can't blame you for not believing me, because they've been talking about an Uncharted movie forever, going all the way back to the day that Marky Mark of his Funky Bunch was supposed to star as Nathan Drake in it. You remember that?
Wow.
Remember Mark Wahlberg? I mean, remember he was supposed to be the star of that movie ages and ages and ages ago? Then, you know, a big dry period, and then a while ago we heard, I always mispronounce Dan's last name, Trachtenberg. I always pronounce Dan's last name. So he comes on to direct. Ultimately, he leaves over the dreaded creative differences. Then the glorious news comes. Travis Knight, director of Kubo and the Two Strings and the wonderful Bumblebee movie, comes on board to direct. Well, then they lose him because they needed to bump the production start date of Uncharted. That didn't work for Travis Knight's schedule, and he's gone, and we still don't have a director for the film. There are whispers going around that what's the name of the guy again who directed the first Venom film? And he directed 30 Minutes or Less as well. And I'm freezing on his name. But the guy who directed the first Venom film, there are whispers going around that he may end up directing Uncharted. But those are unfounded at this point, so we don't really know. But apparently they keep saying that they are moving forward and this is actually going to happen. Well, as a little interesting side note to that, Tom Hardy spoke up, or Tom Holland, I should say. We were just talking about Tom Hardy. Tom Holland decided to come out, and he was just revealing in an interview that he has just read the latest incarnation of the script of Uncharted, and he says it is one of the best scripts that he has ever read. Now, granted, Tom Holland is 8 years old. Well, he's not 8 years old, but he's younger. He's younger. But he did write this. He said, I read the newest draft of the script on the way over here, and it is one of the best scripts I've ever read. It really, really jumps off the page. Now, on the one hand, well, this is the star of a potential upcoming movie. What else is he supposed to say about the script to his upcoming movie? What's he going to do? Yeah, I read the script of this movie I'm doing this next year. Yeah, it's not very good. I mean, what's he supposed to say? Of course he's going to say it's good. But at the same time, if Tom Holland is going to come out and say anything about the Uncharted script, you'd rather hear that it's positive. I mean, so I'm going to take it with a little bit of a grain of salt. I don't have any reason to doubt that it's one of the best scripts that he's ever read. Okay, if he feels that way, that's great. That doesn't mean you're going to feel that way. That doesn't mean I'm going to feel that way. But it's fine that he feels that way. And hey, listen, in the world of is that good news or bad news, you got to mark it down as being good news. So I'm going to put this down, Rob, as a positive thing to hear. I think it is a positive turn to hear that Tom Holland, not only that the script exists, but that Tom Holland has actually got his hands on it. He's read it. He's excited about it. He thinks it's one of the best things he's ever read. Again, I understand you got to take that with a little bit of a grain of salt. I get that. But still, in the world of good or bad news, I think that's good news. Rob, you hear Tom Holland say this. Number one, big picture. Do you actually believe this movie's going to happen? I do at this point, but do you think it's actually going to happen at this point? And what do you think of Tom Holland's reaction to reading the script?
Well, one, I think it will happen. I mean, it's it's been in development long enough. They spent enough money developing this. They've got to get some money back. So it'll probably happen. And look, I think.
And a side note, remember how I mentioned Mark Wahlberg was attached to play Drake? He's attached again. Only this time he's playing the Sully character. So he's attached to star with Tom Holland, which I think is an interesting kind of turn. Yeah.
Look, I was hoping the Uncharted franchise is one of my favorite video game franchises of all time. And look, to be honest, I was hoping I would get a cast that was a little bit older, like Sully would maybe be in his 50s and Nathan would be in his 30s or maybe late 20s. And like you said, Tom Holland's, for my money, a little young for the part. But I really like Tom Holland as a performer. And I've certainly enjoyed his turn as Peter Parker and Spider-Man. And I think that if this is done well and handled correctly, I think it could be, a pretty great movie. If it's done well. And again, if Tom Holland likes the script, I mean, look, whenever a lead actor comes out and says, this is the best script I've read, I always take that with a grain of salt. All actors want to believe that. They're getting paid to do it. Nobody wants to be in a bad movie. I'm sure Michael Fassbender was like, boy, Assassin's Creed, the finest screenplay I've ever read in my life. And sometimes these things don't turn out for the best, John. But my fingers are crossed. I love this franchise. I want it to be good. Let's hope. Let's hope.
Hey, listen, I still have high hopes for it. I really do. I really like the direction they're going. I know there are still a lot of people that are still upset that they're going with a younger Nathan Drake. That's fine, but I think if you get past that and you just look at how this is coming together as a movie, I think there's a lot of things to be enthusiastic about. Now, that doesn't mean the movie is going to be good. It could end up being a big bag of crap, but I think there's a lot of reasons here to be optimistic. Anyway, guys, question is, what do you think about this? Tom Holland is saying he thinks this is one of the best scripts he's ever read. Maybe the extra time has helped it out. Maybe you don't believe it one little bit. Jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Okay, guys.